Most influential people in 2024. Let's talk about some artist Dua Lipa. She moves with a lightness in a heavy world, bold, playful, and self-aware. She is thoughtfully outspoken for the oppressed and displaced. She founded an influential editorial platform, Service 95, to cover cultural topics and address humanitarian concerns. She believes in family, is grateful to her parents and supportive of her siblings. She left home at 15 to propel her musical dreams into action. She is driven, independent, and possesses a desire for knowledge. She appeals to future artists to be mindful of the world around them. She is herself, striving to redefine the pop genre cosmos. She is Dua Lipa. Dua, Albanian for love. She introduced her song, Houdini, with an image of a small key on the tip of her tongue. One can easily imagine her holding a ring of such keys, the master of her ever-evolving kingdom. Devin Yorking. I first met Dev Patel at the very first read-through for Skins, before he ever got on TV. He was so full of life, and we both couldn't believe we were missing school to do this. After Slumdog Millionaire, I went from getting food with him in Wetherspoons to watching him at the Golden Globes, within a month, and he still checked in when he got back. Dev radiates goodness. His humanity shines through every time he graces the screen, leaving you no choice but to root for him even when his character is doing something foul. His presence makes you understand where he's coming from. With a career that always elevates, his latest performance in Monkey Man is my favorite. Giving us a fierce, soulful empathy, a channeled rage, shades of him we have yet to see. Knowing he was so into martial arts during Skins, he's brought it all together. Monkey Man is his moment and an incredible directorial debut. 21 Savage. I trust my gut when it comes to my music and collaborations, and I find myself naturally drawn to artists like 21 Savage, those who remain grounded in their convictions and consistently defy the constraints imposed upon them. Like 21, I know what it's like to rise above challenging beginnings, and it makes his success all that much more remarkable. Throughout his work, including on his newest album, American Dream, which opens with a reflection by his mother on their immigration story, 21 maintains an authenticity that resonates deeply. His approach to rap is refreshingly genuine. He speaks to us in a relatable way, effortlessly navigating the complexities of the genre. Whether he tackles weighty subjects or offers moments of levity, his delivery remains compelling. I have recently had the privilege of sharing one of my most significant milestones with 21, performing with him at the Grammys. I'm excited to witness the greater evolution of his artistry and the impact he continues to make on the world stage. Alia Bhatt is a formidable talent. She is not only one of the world's leading actors, admired for her work in the Indian film industry for over a decade, she is also a businesswoman and a philanthropist who leads with integrity. I met Alia on Heart of Stone, her English-language film debut. Despite her fame, on set she is self-effacing and funny. There is a grace to the way she goes about her work, focused, open to ideas, and willing to take creative risks. One of my favorite moments in the film came from an improvisation at the end of a take where she took the emotional thread and ran with it. I first encountered Jenny Holzer's True is anonymously plastered in the Lower East Side where we both lived. We were members of the artist collective Collab and for a time lived in the same building. Jenny used words as agitprop. They were declarative, inflammatory, and provocative. She claimed no authorship but questioned the authority of language. They were rants that exemplified the predicament we faced in New York City in the late 70s. Since then, her work has expanded in form and voice to include poets, redacted government texts, and layered words of internationally renowned writers who address the great issues of our time. Her 1989 show at the Guggenheim was one of the best I've seen, and I'm glad that she's having another exhibition there this year. Jenny has allowed her art to grow by embracing collaboration and new technologies, but her singularity as an artist has always persevered and her work continues to be radical. The first time I watched Jeffrey Wright act, I wanted to devour all his work. An actor who can disappear inside a role is, to me, the hallmark of genius. I believed him in The Hunger Games, in Angels in America, in Shaft. In American fiction, Jeffrey captured what it feels like for me as an artist. There's what the world wants to see and the stereotypes it expects, and there's the determination to defy those expectations. Jeffrey has always challenged what society thinks a black actor should or should not be. As much as I loved American fiction, it also left me a little hollow, because it shows the journey people of color face, especially black people. Jeffrey embodied it beautifully. The first time I saw Divine Joy Randolph perform was during an early preview of Ghost the Musical. The ease with which she existed on that stage and the power she commanded in that room was unbelievable. Here was this girl, fresh out of Yale, totally reinventing an iconic role. She was exceptional. It's exciting that now we all get to experience the fullness of what Divine can do. Her performance in The Holdovers was balletic, just so deliberate and crafted. She approaches her characters with the kind of sincerity, honesty, and nuance that makes me proud to be an actor. Divine stands firmly in who she is, embracing the whole of her strength and her softness, and I so admire that. One of the highest compliments you can give in Nigeria is, "Well done." That's when you know you're really cooking with gas, so, well done, Divine. Well done. Ajuba is an Emmy-winning and Tony-nominated actor. Her novels would have been enough. The vaster wilds, Matrix, Fates and Furies, flights of imagination and dives into history that keep readers turning pages late into the night. Her collection Florida, my personal favorite, won the Story Prize. But Lauren Groff is more than a great writer, she's also a great citizen, channeling her belief that everyone should be free to read the books they choose into the Links, her new bookstore in Gainesville, Florida. When I heard the news, I wanted to stop her. I wanted to praise her. I wanted to tell her there will be days that being both a writer and a bookstore owner will feel like one job too many. Just ask Louise Erdrich, Emma Straub, Judy Blume, Jeff Kinney. Ask me. But the joy of putting the right book into a customer's hands will make up for everything. Once again, Lauren Groff is doing spectacular work. Fantasia Barrino. There was just something about Fantasia Barrino when I first saw her on American Idol. It was her spirit, her soul. She left it all on that stage when she sang. I thought, who is this girl? I voted for her again and again. When I met her years later, I learned that she's a Cancer, sweet and sensitive but with a quiet strength. You can feel it in her presence and you can hear it in her powerful voice. When she sings, she transcends. It's like she goes somewhere else and you just have to go with her. Leslie Odom Jr. I didn't know Leslie Odom Jr. the night I watched him take the stage as Aaron Burr in Hamilton, but his performance hit me like a ton of bricks. I was hypnotized. Little did I know that years later I'd get to work with him, and that we'd become friends, family, even. Leslie is committed to the arts and gracefully moves between music, theater, and film. His performances, including his recent Broadway run in Purlie Victorious, are palpable. It feels like a matter of life or death, the way he gives his absolute all to every character. Alex Edelman. Over the past 15 years, I've had the privilege of watching Alex Edelman consistently dazzle audiences in basement clubs, backs of taxis, comedy festivals, friends' kitchens, and iconic London theatres. Alex's ability to hold people in the palm of his hand is otherworldly. His puppyish charm transports a fierce and brilliant wit, masterfully inviting us to come to his observations with a childlike glee, even if his subject is absolutely terrifying. It was no surprise then that when his tour de force show Just For Us, about racist white nationalists, internet trolling, and anti-Semitism, landed on Broadway earlier this year, it was lauded as one of the funniest, most human pieces of work in years. He is an unstoppable artist with a unique perspective, who refreshingly asks us to think with him, not like him. He is a loyal friend and very humble, but above all, he is one of the most rare and beautiful things in these wild times, an optimist. LaToya Ruby Frazier. LaToya Ruby Frazier is an eloquent storyteller, making visible the landscapes and lives of working people. With honesty and empathy, her photographs, soon to be displayed in a solo show at New York City's MoMA, force us to confront how disenfranchisement, corporate greed, and government neglect have impacted the lives of people from the auto factories in the Rust Belt to the toxic waterways of Flint, Michigan. She is an archivist, a healer, and an artist. Her work captures the anxiety, the beauty, and the reality of people negotiating the complexities of life on the brink. The resulting photo essays are informed by collaboration with their participants, creating searing portraits that reflect care and intimacy. LaToya's images pierce our complacency and demand that we pay attention to the world around us with intention and compassion. James McBride. As a kid, you dream about meeting a great novelist. You imagine them as kind, noble, wise, omniscient. When I met James McBride, I felt like I'd had coffee with a hysterically funny 21st century Leo Tolstoy. James has all the qualities one would expect. With The Color of Water, The Good Lord Bird, Kill Em and Leave, Deacon King Kong, and now The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, his excellence in the art of storytelling defies gravity. He writes about deep American wounds with love, rage, and a sense of wit that flies like a falcon in large leaping circles, riding the invisible winds of history. Brooks Headley. Before he was a chef, Brooks Headley was a drummer. To follow his journey from hardcore punk clubs to fine dining kitchens to the forefront of culinary innovation is to reconsider not just how we view cooking, but also how we all might better express ourselves. His New York City restaurant, Superiority Burger, brings together a motley crowd for a shared dining experience unlike any other. The menu, which I hesitate to describe as vegetarian because it sounds so restrictive, is a dynamic canvas for the freshest farmers market finds. The namesake burger is otherworldly. His focaccia is unreal. The gelato's outrageous. To me, Brooks is the American embodiment of the Japanese shokunin, a singularly dedicated, innovative, authentic craftsman. His restaurant challenges our notions of what makes for great cuisine and where you can find it. He has influenced the global dialogue about sustainability and ethics in food, all while actively avoiding the spotlight. Brooks is happiest working in the background. After all, he is a drummer at heart. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Thanks you for watching.